Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode. New week. Big guest. Big time girl. Been trying to chase her down for Lord knows how many months. Maybe even a year. I tried to chase her down all the way back in June. I'm not even lying. If you want me to get receipts, I can show you. But before we introduce her, hopefully you guys are blessed. You're taking care of yourselves in this lockdown. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on your notifications, and go watch the last video before you watch this one. But with that being said, introducing our guest today, Miss Portia Walker. How you doing? What are you saying?
It's good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. Finally, that you're here now. I mean, it's been a long time coming.
I'm here now. So let's leave that in the past.
Is that all that matters? Yeah. Nah, but guys, if you haven't heard this name, then I just don't know what you're doing. Portia is, I don't even know what to say. She's a brave woman in a women's game for me anyways. When I first came across Portia, she called out the WSL, which is like the FA in the Women's League.
Yeah, Women's Super League.
Yeah, in the Women's Super League. She called them out when the whole protest of George Floyd was going on. She called them out because there was not enough representation of black women. The moment she called them out, she got a response that she wanted 2 days later. What was that like?
Well, do you know what it is? Yeah, it was like, I got my response, but I didn't get everything that I wanted.
Yeah.
So it was like a thing where I know a lot of girls in WSL who, they obviously experienced it, but they didn't want to speak out because they didn't know what would happen to their career if they did speak out, which was a bit dead. But WSL started promoting female of colour on their page.
Why did it take so long for that to happen?
This is what I'm saying. So when I went about it, this was before I even done that whole short clip.
Yeah.
Everyone saw my post. I swear down, I had the whole of the England squad, first team England squad of the females in my story on Instagram, but not one of them said anything. And then everyone started commenting on the WSL and the Lionesses page, because the Lionesses, they didn't post anything about the Black Lives Matter. It was just about their LGBT.
Yeah.
So everyone was just like, okay, and everyone was commenting stuff. So everyone joining in with me, it kind of boosted them to start posting stuff. But at the same time, when they did post stuff, everyone was still commenting. Why is it took everyone to speak up for you to do that?
So even though you kind of got like what you wanted, you didn't like feel enough satisfaction because it's like...
Yeah, and I don't think it would ever change. I just feel like they done that because people forced them to, not because they wanted to.
But before we get into like the juicy stuff, let's just first give the audience a quick introduction about yourself. So where did football all start? Because I know you're a big baller. Like, this girl's been at West Ham, Arsenal. You can continue.
Well, so basically, I started football when I was around 8. That's when I got into my first club. It was just like a local team. Obviously, my brother, he's a year and a half older than me, so I used to copy everything he used to do in it. So he used to kick ball, and then I used to be like, yeah, I want to learn that skill. I'd learn that skill, and then when I hit 10, that's when I signed for Fulham. And then I was at Fulham for like 3 months, and then I said to my mum, I don't want to play here anymore. And I was 10 years old doing fitness testing. Like, I wasn't there for that. I just wanted to play for fun.
Yeah,
like,
I hear that.
You know what I'm saying? So for about 6 years, until I went to college, like 6 years, when I hit 18. When I hit 18, that's when I went to Tottenham. Went Tottenham, West Ham, Millwall, and then I went back to Tottenham. Like, it was all a bit mad, but football now, it's just a thing where it's just getting long.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's getting long. I've found other interests, and I feel like, obviously, if you're someone of colour, it's a lot harder for you.
Do you feel like because you spoke out when others didn't, because you're out the game now, do you feel like it would be harder for you if you wanted to go back in? Because a lot of clubs can look at you and be like, ooh.
Yeah, a lot of the higher clubs, but I don't think I'd ever want to play at a high level again, because I don't love the game anymore, because I know the ins and outs of it. I know what to put it bluntly, yeah, if you're not white with a ponytail, you are not making it into WSL 1. You will have to work 100 times harder. Look at the Lionesses first team. There was, about a month ago, it was all over Instagram about the whole of the England squad was white. and they've like, it's just, I know colour should never come into it, but like, come on, look how many talented players there are of colour.
Have you experienced any sort of like racism in football, like been around it? Like your friends could have been around it, exposed to it.
Well, me myself, I haven't really been around it, but it's just like certain things, like when we're playing our music in like the changing rooms and that, I would never plug in my phone because I'd think in my head, well, but if they don't like my music. I shouldn't feel like that. It was like obviously like dance or like bashment, all of that. So I haven't really experienced it, no, myself.
Have you heard any mad like racist comments that has make you gone like what the hell?
Yeah, like it's like my short clip you would hear I quoted in there. Well, the girl who done the spoken word, she quoted, "What you doing, you black monkey?" That's what we heard in one of our games. So like everything that I quoted in that short clip is nothing made up. It's what happens in the game.
I like the little touch of you having. Is it because I was there on the day that you were actually filming it. One thing I like the whole movement, but one thing that shocked me was that when I was reaching out to you, there was a lot of support, like a lot of people reposting. They were all telling me, "This is the girl. Go to Portia if you want her to like speak on it. Like she's doing it big." But then you had good numbers, but I thought there would have been more, and that's what disappointed me. I'm thinking there's people calling for change, but why are you not there, being present, backing it? So how did you feel about that? Because that would have been a slap in the face for me.
Yeah, it was, but it's a thing where like, if it was like, because I've come up with an idea and I'm not someone, like people follow like social media trends. I'm not someone on social media who has like 100K followers.
Yeah.
Now, so I'm coming up with an idea in it and people don't know if it's going to bang or not. That's why I think not many people supported. And a lot of the girls who came, like Liv, Tyra, all of them, like, do you know what I mean? They've gone through it themselves, but they're not at that top level. They're not at that top level to be scared of what's going to happen in their career. Do you know what I'm saying? I would have loved to have a lot of girls in the WSL who went through it because their faces would have been really powerful on that clip. But the numbers to back it, I had to firm it in it and I just had to do what I had to do. I just wanted to get the message out there.
Regardless, it was still powerful for me. And one the most powerful thing about that video I liked was the cards that you had and also like the messages on the cards. But most importantly, it's your little niece.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't heard there. She's brilliant. I haven't heard there. What did that mean for you? Like,
it was lit. I can't lie, and it was a thing where I wanted all ages. I just didn't want one age, and I made her hold the poster specifically what said it was something like because of my skin color does that determine my future or something like that. Because she's young and a female of color, like, does she have to go through that? Will it change? Like, you know what I mean? That's why I wanted a couple ages there. And I actually had females there who were like 30 something, but they didn't look it. But a lot of girls in the football industry, they do look young. But I had like ages from like my niece who was 3 to all the way to 30.
Boy, I found literally when I went to that day, no kidding, guys. When I went to that video shoot that you had, for the first time, I learned so much about women's football. It was crazy. Like in terms of the way women sign up to teams, you have to pay to register to teams. And I was thinking, why should you have to pay? Because in the men's game, we just go for a trial. If they like us, we get signed. But the fact that you lot have to pay is a bit crazy to me. Like, why do you think like they do? Like they look down on the women's game so much. Why? What is it?
I'd love to know myself. But when I was at Tottenham, obviously I was in reserves and then below us was development. We didn't have to pay for anything.
Yeah.
Obviously, we didn't have to pay for our kit, but the development had to pay for their season and their kit. And I think it came to about £400. But like, why do you need to pay that much to play football?
And you're not getting anything apart
Nothing.
from the kit
They
in return.
didn't even like cover our travel. Nothing. So it was just like, you know what I mean? And not everyone comes from a family who will support.
Yeah.
So some girls are going to college, working and playing football.
Did you ever have like your family or like your parents come to watch you play football? Like they were always present there?
Do you know what it is? Mainly my mum and my nan would always fund my football, but it'd be a thing where like My mum, it's not that my mum didn't want to watch. It's just like she's got 4 other kids. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
So like, it wouldn't disappoint me if she didn't watch or anything. But I just knew how it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the only child, and I'm not the youngest child either. So it is what it is. Like, I was used to it.
One thing I wanted to ask is like, how frustrating can it be knowing that you're around like racism, people are using like saying sly comments, and sometimes you want like it could be your own teammates, and sometimes you want to speak up, but you feel like you have to hold back your tongue because it's like if I speak out on this matter, they're gonna see me as the problem,
Mm.
and then I might now lose my space in this team. So what's that like?
It's you know, it's a thing where you get used to it as well. But some of us didn't care in it. But it's a thing where nothing's ever gonna get done about it. If I say what I say, what's gonna get done about it? We speak about it, and then it would get left. Nothing would happen. So it's a thing where you'd think first, should I even say anything? Because nothing's gonna get done about it. But if it was the other way round, something would be done about it. You know what I'm saying? Because most of the time, it's always white coaches.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
never
So
know black coaches.
exactly. So it is difficult, but it's a thing where it's sad. It's something you have to get on with.
Right. For me, I feel like I'm such an outspoken person, and to know that like you have to bite your tongue onto certain things is crazy. Because I feel speaking to some of the people on that day of the shoot, I heard that I wouldn't say naturally, but being black, some of the attributes or qualities we possess is things like strength, pace, and your own teammates are using your own best qualities against you.
Mm.
So I don't understand how that works out. But how does that like? How do you feel about that?
Well, basically, before I actually done the shoot, I got about 50 statements from female footballers of color, just to like back up what I was doing in it, just so I could make it more powerful. And then one of the girls said how she was at a club, and the manager said how he would just put her on the wing because of her speed.
What is
Like,
that? What is that?
you're there to play football, you're not there for athletics. Like, do you know what I'm saying? And imagine how that would feel. Like, that's dead.
The one I want to know about is when they associate because obviously football's a passionate game. The one thing I want to know is when it comes to black girls, demanding the ball, you can demand the ball in a certain type of way aggressively. Why do then? Why do they use the Should I say is the word connotation? I don't believe it is, but you know the bracket of angry black women
Mm.
with the stress and all of that, like. How annoying does that get over a period of time to know that they just see you as the angry black girl that's just constantly shouting when really and truly it's just part of the game. You shout for the ball, it's normal.
It's a thing. Do you know what it is? Yeah, it's like even like when you show up for trials and that. Yeah, and like your face is just like serious. Like, you don't know no one there, so you're not gonna be smiling at everyone, and your face is serious, and they see you as the rude colored girl. That's a stereotype there anyway. Like, do you know what I'm saying? But I feel like we want it more, because
Hundred
that's
percent.
why we are like that. We want it more, but then we get labeled for it when we want it more. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As she wants this, she's demanding that. Now we want it more because we have to fight for it. So
You have to work twice as hard to get like half the chance.
exactly.
And that's crazy. And I feel like you have to work even harder in the women's game because you're fighting against being black. You're a girl. You're a woman now in the game. Apparently, women are not meant to be part of football, so that's a bit crazy. So, what do you like? How do you think the game can change, or what do you feel like needs to change? Do you feel like we need more black coaches? Do you feel like your white teammates need to stand up and be, in this journey with you? What are your thoughts on it?
I don't. Do you know what it is? I just don't think it will ever change. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Because being racist is how you are. Like, do you know what I'm saying? And getting different color coaches, I don't think that would work either. Like, cool, the problem could go to them, but when he takes it to the top,
yeah.
well, nothing's gonna get done. Nothing at all is gonna get done. So I don't know. Like, I don't think it would ever change.
This is crazy because wait, something needs to change. And honestly, I just sit to myself all the time and I pray that hopefully change happens. But it feels as if like we're a long way off it. and it's not coming anytime soon. Like we've tried taking a knee, we've tried protest, we've tried speaking to the FA, we've tried social media posts, and it seems like every time we try something, we get a worse reaction.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is just gonna blow up into something mad. But there's the whole situation of white girls getting better moves to like better teams over a black girl because she's more marketable.
Yeah.
Like
So, well, do you know Any Aluko?
100%.
She reached out to me when I done all of that, and she was just basically saying how, like, because I told her about everyone just preying my stuff and no one was doing nothing about it. She said that's gonna happen. She said, but you've got to keep fighting, because obviously in my short film it said something about bringing your don't if you bring your family here, make sure they don't give us Ebola or something like that. That's what the first team England coach said to her, and that's why he lost his job. So that's why I put that quote in there. So she knows how it feels, you know what I'm saying? And I try to reach as many top players, and she's the only one who responded. And what's her name? She plays for Chelsea. Something Spencer. And she got back to me as well, and she said just keep doing what you're doing. But I tried staying professional when I was doing it. Like the girl who obviously, did you hear the voice note of what the girl said to me?
I can't. I've heard so many voice notes from you. I can't pinpoint which one. But
So basically, the girl was just like to me. This is when I first ever put it on my story, and the girl popped up. She was actually my friend. She popped up to me and she was all like, "Well, because WSO ain't put up a flipping black box when everyone was doing the blackout
black box, blackout.
So because they ain't put up a black box, it doesn't mean they're not supporting, saying all of that. So I'm thinking, listen, I need to do something about this, because there's people like this, and she's a professional footballer, and nothing happens. Yeah, so I'm a lifeguard, innit? And I was sat on the chair and I had a pen in my hand and I wrote all my ideas on my leg. Yeah, and 2 days later, I've done the whole thing. I've done the whole film. That's how it come together. I literally sat there, wrote the idea on my leg. I got a lot of people together, booked studio time, got someone who I wanted to speak over it, got someone to do the camera, the visuals, rounded everyone up, and I done it 2 days later. And then Season magazine saw it. No, there's two females, a stylist, and basically they work with doing kit launches and stuff. And then I done a shoot with them and told my story, and then Season magazine launched it.
That is crazy, man. Oh, honestly, we're gonna do our bit at Ball Hour on our end to continue to push the conversation and make sure stories like this come to light. But last two questions I wanted to ask you is, do you feel like women need to speak up on like what goes in the WSL, even if it means sacrificing their career for a better tomorrow for the younger generation coming through?
Yes and no, 100%. Just so something's done about it and they get a wake up call, but no, because some females have worked all their life for this, and as a female of colour, it's 10 times harder. So it's 50-50 there with me.
Fair enough. And last but not least, you're a girl of many talents. I know you're a DJ now, but what's next for Portia Walker?
I can't even like talk too much, but right now I'm focusing on my presenting, DJing. So just keep your eye out in it.
100%. Guys, I will be keeping an eye out. Guys, make sure you are getting behind this girl. She's doing big things, trying to change the game in women's football. And we are so behind it here on Ball Hour. We will always be pushing the conversation, shedding light. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, follow Portia Walker. And yeah, man, hopefully we catch you guys in a bit. Peace. That's it.